Most of us have already heard that the sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. But how? Do you ever wonder how? Well, I'm gonna prove it to you. And it is my all-time favorite proofs. It's very simple proof, very elementary, and it's only based on two simple things. Here we go. One you have to remember from elementary geometry is that when two lines cross each other and we have these two angles, A1 and A2, they are equal. It's called vertical angles. So remember, when two lines, blue and red, cross each other, then the angles A1 and A2 equal to each other. That's the first thing we have to know. Next, if you remember, if you have two parallel lines, blue and red lines are parallel, and a line crosses both of them, this green, then the angles B1 and B2 are equal. It's called corresponding angles. So B1 is equal to B2 when the blue line and the red line are parallel and the green line crosses both of them. That's all we need to prove that the sum of angles in a triangle is 180. It is that simple. Okay, let's start. We name the angles in the triangle A, B, and C. So we have to prove that A plus B plus C equals 180 degrees. That's what we have to prove. We start by drawing a gray line parallel to the bottom line. This gray line is parallel to the bottom side of this triangle A, B, and C. Next, we draw this orange line, which is parallel to this line, the side where the angles A and C is. Thirdly, we draw a violet color line that is parallel to the side from the angles B and A. So we draw these three lines. Then we draw this angle called X. Now we can use our information about vertical angles. Since this line from all the way from angle C and through the orange, and this line from all the way from the angle B all the way to the violet line crossing each other, then X must be equal to A. So X is actually A. Now we're going to look at the angle between the violet and gray line. We call it angle Y. If you remember earlier from the corresponding angles we learned earlier, we see that since B, the bottom line, and the gray line are parallel, that means Y is equal to the angle B because they are corresponding angles. The line from B through the violet crosses both the bottom line of the triangle and the gray line. That's why actually the angle Y is B. Now we go to the final angle, which I call it for Z or Z, which is between the gray line and the orange line. Again, they are the angle Z or Z is corresponding to the angle C because again we have the bottom line and the gray line are parallel and the orange line crosses both of them all the way from angle C and through the orange line. It's one line. So that means C and Z are equal. Now, look at what we have accomplished. I'm going to separate now the triangle from the gray line to see it better what we have accomplished. Angles A, B, and C above the gray line make up half a circle. And what is the angle of a full circle? It is 360 degrees, which means that the angle of a half a circle is, drum rolls, 180 degrees. So going back to our triangle, we see that the angles in the triangle A plus B plus C make up a half a circle, which means they make up 180 degrees. I believe this proof may be over 2000 years old. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.